Hello, I'm Murray Newlands. Welcome to another episode of Performance Marketing Insider TV. Today I'm here in LA with Ted, who's the founder and CEO of EngageBDR. Ted, we did an interview a few months ago about click-to-call. Why is click-to-call so important, and why is it working so well in the direct response media buying you're doing?
Well, let me paint a picture for you, Murray. Click-to-call is not new. It's been around since, I think, some of the early pioneers in this space, and mobile particularly, have been doing it since like 2005, 2006. Yeah. And doing pretty big volume and built big businesses in stealth mode, so the rest of us media guys didn't really hear about it so much. But the reason why it's doing so well is because it's this concept has been around forever, right? So if you look at television, what are they doing? They're buying TV spots to generate a call, okay? Right. And what happens with that call? They call an inbound call center that's pitching and selling, right? And so that concept has been around forever. So what are we doing? Now we're competing against television budgets, okay? So if you're going after interactive budgets, it's going to be a tough road to pave because they don't get it at this point, right? They're buying leads still to this day. If you can get them to consider buying calls instead of having to make calls, then that's a home run. But the easiest sell is to go after the people that are buying television and radio because they're buying calls already.
And there's a much bigger budget there.
Absolutely. So you just don't have to buy the television spot. You don't have to produce it. You don't have to buy airtime, any of that stuff. It's a lot easier. And from the perspective of performance, we're seeing a lot better and effective cost per call, a lot lower than it takes to generate a call on television.
And what types of vertical is this working in?
We've tried it in a lot of verticals, but I think primarily if you think from the perspective of who is doing infomercials on TV? Okay. It's all those people, the same people. Those are the original DR guys, and it's working really well for them. So I'll give you an example. Traditional health and beauty you wouldn't think would work well on click-to-call. And we have a lot of clients in the lead gen space online that are buying Refi, auto insurance, the usual stuff, even life insurance, and the typical stuff, EDU, all that stuff works really well. But then we start thinking about other verticals that we do really well in DR on TV, online, that they're doing on TV to get calls. The lowest hanging fruit is an advertiser that has an inbound call center that has sales capability, right? Yeah. Yeah, so what do you think about when you think of the DR guys online? They have inbound call centers that are taking calls in for customer service, not necessarily sales, right? So you don't want to really shift so much. You want low hanging fruit. So if you go after the TV guys and the radio guys, they already have inbound call centers that are selling to people. So it's pretty easy for us. Health and beauty has been working really well. People are very surprised. But it's not a surprise that we have a lot of creatives and ads that we've been running on DR online that click the same that can generate calls. There's a trick though. You have to pre-qualify the call before the call actually goes through. There's some secret sauce in there. Otherwise, you're going to flood your advertiser with a bunch of shitty calls, and they're not going to perform well.
So can you give me more examples of merchants that are doing it, and who should be doing it?
Well, most of the merchants that are doing it with us, we have confidentialities with because they don't want their clients to fast follow them. Yeah. So I owe them a little bit by not giving up their brands, but I'll give you an example. Folks that are not clients of ours, okay? So I'm not working with Guthy Ranker on selling them, inbound phone calls, although I'd love to. Maybe they'll call me after this. But they'd be a great candidate for this because, number one, they're buying tons of phone calls already through TV spots, right? They have inbound call centers, world-class. They're really good at what they do on the phone. And they'd be good guys for that. The Cash for Gold people, they're amazing. I don't work with them right now. I'd love an introduction. Actually, I think I've spoken with some of them in the past. But yeah, they would be great people, great candidates for buying calls inbound. The Refi people, amazing, because they're doing TV ads, the loan mod guys, anyone who's doing TV ads and radio ads, basically. So. And
presumably they can use some of that, if they're doing all of that on TV, they can use some of that branding that they've already established within the ads.
Absolutely.
They'll get great brand recognition, and their click-to-call should be really high.
Absolutely, and that's the other thing about direct response. You're advertising to generate some money, to make money, right? You're profitable while you're doing it, but you're building awareness for free, right? So you want to leverage that as much as you can, and with click-to-call, it'd be a home run.
Excellent. If people want to work with you on click-to-call, how do they contact you?
It's ted@engagebdr.com.
Ted, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much.
I'm Murray Newlands. You're watching Performance Marketing Insider TV. I'll see you next time.